This is a short and informative video about the 4 different acts in relation to slavery and freedom. The video will give you the information you require to pass your life in the UK test. 1. Slavery Abolition Act 1833. The Slavery Abolition Act 1833 abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. This Act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom expanded the jurisdiction of the Slave Trade Act 1807, which made the purchase or ownership of slaves illegal within the British Empire, with the exception of the territories in the possession of the East India Company, Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, and St. Helena. The Act was repealed in 1997 as a part of wider rationalisation of English statute law. However, later anti-slavery legislation remains in force. Slavery Abolition Act 1833. Long title: An Act for the Abolition of Slavery throughout the British Colonies, for promoting the industry of the manumitted slaves, and for compensating the persons hitherto entitled to the services of such slaves. Citation 3 and 4 will point 4c.73. Dates: Royal Assent, the 28th of August 1833. Commencement, the 1st of August 1834. The 1st of December 1834, Cape of Good Hope. The 1st of February 1835, Mauritius. Repealed the 19th of November 1998. 2. Emancipation Proclamation Act. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. As the nation approached its 3rd year of bloody civil war, the proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are, and henceforward shall be free. Despite this expansive wording, the Emancipation Proclamation was limited in many ways. It applied only to states that had seceded from the United States, leaving slavery untouched in their loyal border states. It also expressly exempted parts of the Confederacy, the Southern secessionist states, that had already come under Northern control. Most important, the freedom it promised depended upon United States military victory. Although the Emancipation Proclamation did not end slavery in the nation, it captured the hearts and imagination of millions of Americans and fundamentally transformed the character of the war. After January 1, 1863, every advance of federal troops expanded the domain of freedom. Moreover, the proclamation announced the acceptance of black men into the Union Army and Navy, enabling the liberated to become liberators. By the end of the war, almost 200,000 black soldiers and sailors had fought for the Union and freedom. Presidential Proclamation Executive Order Number Unnumbered, signed by Abraham Lincoln on 22 September 1862. 3. The Freedom Act. The Freedom of Information Act 2000 is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom that creates a public right of access to information held by public authorities. It is the implementation of freedom of information legislation in the United Kingdom on a national level. Its application is limited in Scotland, which has its own freedom of information legislation, to UK government officers geolocated in Scotland. The Act implements a manifesto commitment of the Labour Party in the 1997 general election, developed by Dr. David Clarke as a 1997 white paper. The final version of the Act is believed to have been diluted from that proposed while Labour was in opposition. The full provisions of the Act came into force on the 1st of January 2005. Long title: An Act to make provision for the disclosure of information held by public authorities or by persons providing services for them, and to amend the Data Protection Act 1998 and the Public Records Act 1958, and for connected purposes. Citation 2000, c. 36. Territorial extent: England and Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. Dates: Royal Assent, the 30th of November 2000. Commencement: the 30th of November 2000. The 30th of January 2001. The 14th of May 2001. 4. The Slavery Act. The Modern Slavery Act 2015 is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. It is designed to combat modern slavery in the UK and consolidates previous offences relating to trafficking and slavery. The Act extends to England and Wales. The bill was introduced to the House of Commons in draft form in October 2013 by James Brokenshire, Parliamentary Under Secretary for Crime and Security. The bill's sponsors in the Home Office were Theresa May and Lord Bates. It received royal assent and became law on the 26th of March 2015. James Brokenshire was quoted as saying that the act would send the strongest possible message to criminals that if you are involved in this disgusting trade in human beings, you will be arrested, you will be prosecuted and you will be locked up. Long title: An Act to make provision about slavery, servitude and forced or compulsory labor and about human trafficking, including provision for the protection of victims, to make provision for an independent anti-slavery commissioner, and for connected purposes. Citation